EHAS Club presents Stories to Create podcast, where the tale of our guest takes you back, way back to where the story first got created. Now, to help create this new story, here is your host, Cornell Bunting.
Yes. Welcome to another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at EHAS Club. I'm your host, Cornell Bunting. I'm really excited. Got a huge project we just got done in Houston with my new producer, D-Bots, with his big bad studio called Butts World. I got to tell you guys, we got so much work done. We're anticipating some heaters, some bangers, some would say. And I can't wait for you guys to hear them. We even got a chance to do two bonuses. It was just one of those things where we're in the booth, and because we got the project done so fast, because we had about 40 dub poems to do, and we knocked out those 40 within I want to say maybe a 17-hour window. No, so it was beautiful. And I mean, of course, you consider breaks and all those different things in there. But the vibes were so right, it was amazing. And so we decided, you know what? There was a beat that D had, and he put it up, and I was just feeling it, and I got in the booth, and for 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I freestyle with an island vibe, and we came out with a piece called Island Fever. Really dope, and then we didn't even stop there. I think D was messing around on the keyboards, and there's like a beat came to him. And in that time when that beat came to him, he decided to create a whole beat. And when he created the beat, I say, you know what? I'm still hot. I was still hot, people. So went back in the booth, and I definitely just hammered it out again, so it was a beautiful thing. And I'm really excited, and I can't wait for that production to drop. I'm really excited, and I got to tell you guys are in for a treat. Between the audio book that's going to be dropping and, the Dub Poet album, I think we got some heaters on our hands. So I'm excited about that. There's a few things happening. This episode of the show, I didn't necessarily wanted anyone on the show because it was so close to my travels. I didn't want to book anyone on the show. But next episode, you definitely will be hearing from another epic individual that is doing massive things. So today, what I want to do, is touch on a few things that's actually going on, as the media would say, in top news, or whatever top news look like. There's a few things happening, and I gotta say, Mr. Trump is in a lot of them, people. It's a lot happening. So, for me, I'm curious to hear what's going on. Let's see what's going on in Fulton County.
Over to Fulton County, Georgia, where District Attorney Fonnie Willis is reaffirming that her office plans to announce charging decisions by September 1st. Willis telling a CNN affiliate over the weekend, quote, "The work is done. We're ready to go." CNN's Sarah Murray, fresh off of her one-hour documentary on this very topic that aired last night live in Atlanta outside Fulton County Courthouse. Murray, what's your sense of things? You've covered this so closely. What's your sense of things right now in terms of timeline when this may actually happen?
Well, good morning. So I still think that we are in the sort of weeks away window rather than the days away window, but it's very clear that preparations are ramping up. You can see behind me that barricades are already starting to go up around the Fulton County Courthouse. Today is the day when much of Willis's team is going to begin to work remotely, another security precaution that they're taking. And our local affiliate, WXIA, caught up with Willis at a back-to-school event over the weekend where she was very clear that the brunt of her work on this case is already done and that people may not be super thrilled with the upcoming charging announcement she has to make. Take a listen.
Some people may not be happy with the decisions that I was making, and sometimes when people are unhappy, they act in a way that could create harm. The work is accomplished. I mean, we've been working for 2.5 years, and we're ready to go.
Now, obviously, they're concerned about people who may be unhappy with whatever these charging decisions are, is what's precipitating this enhanced security. And I suspect we're going to see a whole lot more of this in the coming weeks, guys.
Wow. Well, we got that going on. And, while there's a lot going on there, and I know people be like, okay, what do you have to say about it? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got nothing. I got nothing to say on it. I feel like I want to just watch a lot of this stuff play out. It's quite interesting. It is quite interesting. There's this other piece. I don't know. I feel like watching individuals that are supposedly in power just go at it. It's hilarious. Especially when they're not seeing eye to eye or, whatever that looks like. It's funny. And, just seeing the president and the former president, going back and forth, that in itself is funny too, So I think for me, getting up in the morning and just listening to a lot of what's going on, put me in a space where I'm like, you know what? We really, as a people, we got to educate ourselves, and we got to understand. We have to learn to understand who really called the different shots. Not talking about the person that goes and make the statement on TV or whatever, and a lot of us think that's the actual person that made that decision. Because from what I'm seeing, a lot of times it doesn't look like that's the case. And so, what does that look like? What does that look like for individuals that's voting? The importance of what that is, and understanding, like, individuals do need to get out there and vote, because I think we have the power that we don't necessarily understand how big that power is or where that goes. I mean, some people make it seem like it doesn't really matter if you guys vote or not. We still gonna accomplish whatever motives we want to accomplish, and whatever that look like. And so I think when a lot of people hear that, they feel discouraged and they don't even bother to pursue making, whatever that looks like happen, whether that's voting, whatever it is. And so for me, I'm going to keep my ears open, keep my eyes peeled, try to pay attention to detail, and then just go from there. But in the meanwhile, train doesn't stop over here, at Cornell Bunting LLC. I got to tell you guys, there's a lot to be excited about right now, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Cornell Bunting LLC and EHAS Inc. EHAS Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that helped to create self-reliance and a growth mindset for disadvantaged youths. So if you guys want to go check it out, where you like, what, I really want to see what this organization is about, I would encourage you to go to www.ehasinc.org and check out the website. There is quite a bit that's going on there with the team. And of course, I'm the founder and CEO of that organization. But what I can tell you guys, there is so much that's going on that I do anticipate working with youths here in America and also in Jamaica. We're opening a branch of the organization in Jamaica that will mimic the course that we do here, the Stories to Create program that we do here, and what that look like, going in, being hands-on with how we decide to execute this program. Now, this program, it's all about self-development. One, a lot of time, act a certain way because the development of that individual is not where it's supposed to be. And so, we want to help as much youths as possible to see the greatness that they have within, to see what their potential could look like, to see what their purpose could look like, depends on what they like, what they like to do, and what that looks like, and then tap into their personality, the trait. And I think that will help in a big way to help a youth understand the type of value or the type of impact they could have on their society, their community, whatever that looks like, So that's like a nutshell of EHAS and, part of the goal, for the organization. When you go on the website, you will see there is information about the team, information about the organization, information about the courses that we provide, the online courses. And we advise that you guys, when you check those out, if you truly want to be a part of those courses, where you're taking those courses, there's ways that you can tap into the course without paying for the course. One, if you're under one of the Stories to Create program, you don't pay for any of the courses. And then two, if you know of an organization or a company that would want to cater to 100 to 200 kids, you can also point them in the direction of that website where they can tap in and say, hey, we want to be one of the sponsors. And from there, we execute. So I'm really excited. On the other side, which is the Cornell Bunting LLC, there's a lot of creative work happening right now. Between the books, you heard me talk earlier about the Dub Poet album. It's a matter of understanding what that all looks like. Once you understand what that all looks like, then you will definitely go to www.cornellbunting.com to check out the website. When I tell you, it is so kind of wild just to see some of the work that's already coming out of the camp. When I say the camp, that's the Corn Legos camp, where, I would say because of Cornell Bunting, and I'm talking in third person because I want to kind of help you guys to fully understand that he's a multifaceted artist, that, he wears certain type of apparel that just kind of set him apart from the mass, and I think the idea behind a lot of what he does is to set him apart from the mass, his peer, and so, like, I think while I would say who don't like to be competitive, I'm sure those individuals that don't like to lose, but in anything, you go in not knowing if you're going to win. So, that's where that is. So when you go on the Cornell Bunting website, you will see the books, adult books, kids books, the poem book, which is called Bunt Walk, a collection of poems. And that book, it highlights growing up, from, I think the author went as far back as age 6, and different things that have happened, how we've managed to turn those into poems, it's beyond me. But he have. And when you listen to those barrel tones, you'll be blown away because they are dope. That being said, you want to tap into the self-help work as well, which is escaping the darkness, using adversity to find purpose. And that book has 10 lessons on how to use adversity to find purpose, which is, for me, I think that's really impressive. Because, when I decided to work with the publisher that I work with to get this book out, when I wrote the story, it was really about the author and his journey after jail, like adjusting back into society, dealing with a lot of the foolish that a lot of us won't keep up. And so, it's one of them things where I'm ready. I'm ready for you guys to see what that looked like. So, Escaping the Darkness, talks about Cornell in a dark place. And then to go back, because it's a sequel to Escaping a Life Sentence, we didn't want to go into a whole lot of details on what was going on in jail, but we also wanted to highlight the interactions and see whatever that looks like and go from there. So, yeah, I'm excited. And now, we're trying to be like, trying to create something that is a little different, So between the stories from the books, we're using a lot of those stories, and we want to turn those stories, whether they're little skits, plays, drama, TV, hopefully, video game plays, which mean that looks like a video game concept. So we got a flow of things that are going on that, I'm looking forward to really hitting the groundwork hard, like making it happen in a way that, some would say Cornell Bunting is a household name. I would say he's not quite there yet. We've had work out, and while, there's books in a lot of different homes, you haven't had 1 million of his books out yet. And so, personally, that's what that's going to look like, where I come and, just see. So, I'm hopeful, excited. I'm looking forward to all the different things that will happen. So, I vibe to a relaxed show today. So, when you first go to Cornell Bunting LLC website, which is cornellbunting.com, you will see an intro to, one of the many shows that EMCs, then it will go into a little bit about the author, how he's a motivational speaker, how he connects to his audience through his words. And it also talks about the power of his writing, which inspires and entertains children and adults alike. And for people that wanting to know, why this individual is an author, because his own harrowing story is one of survival, inspiration, and motivation. And so it's only right. It's only fitting. And then there is the book collection, There is Bunt Walk that I talked to you guys about. There is Escaping a Life Sentence. There is Escaping the Darkness. There is The Bellman, a drug dealer assistant. There is Lion with No Roar, Leslie Plover, Nostril Adventure. PD likes the drip drop. Then there also be a part where it talks about his best-selling work, which none of the best-selling works is a kid's book. And so I think one of the goals is to, get one of the kids' book out there as a bestseller for the author. So, as you stroll through the page that says Bunt World, it goes into articles. It goes into different things that the author himself have said. And then it goes to articles, different featured articles where he got featured, whether it's the New York Times, New York Weekly, Miami Herald, or, all these different platform, you'll see the work, that these journalists sees from the author. And so, you get entertained by that. It's quite a bit of, when you get to the author's page, the article goes deep. And if you notice some of the words that are more highlighted, those you can click on and those take you to more stories. I think they call that hyperlink. And so that's a big part of why that was done the way that was done. And then also, you still get to see videos of the author where you can go to his YouTube, subscribe to his page, because they're really getting ready to kick off something massive when it comes to the YouTube page, Right now, one of the reasons for that is this podcast that has been just doing what it's doing. Now, a lot of people normally when they go to a website, they look at the main page and then they go to connect or contact us. Our contact us page is the one that says connect. When you get to connect, you will see on one side where it says stories to create podcast. Click here. You can click on that link and it will literally take you to the show. You see all the new shows that come out every week. And man, when I tell you, this right here is quite the site. So I would encourage you guys, if you want to engage with the author, please fill out the form and have him reply back to you. Also, if you know of anyone that wants a speaker at their event, you can also stroll to the bottom of that page and you'll see a button. It's a pretty big button that you can click on, and there you can require or inquire about hiring the author to speak or MC, whatever that look like for the event. And then the last page on there is the Kids Corner. And of course, you hear Kids Corner, most definitely that's where all the kids' books sit. And you are right. That is literally where the kids' books hit. But you also get to see the engagement of, the author and, the different young people that got his work. This is good. So, we've been kind of having, yes, so that, that's that right there. I got to tell you guys, I've been seeing a few things in the news, and while I have a lot of people that message me and say, hey, you should say something on that, you should say something on that. A lot of times I don't want to say something on it because, I just feel like it's not that big of a deal, One of the things I got to tell you guys is, we've had a few groups been going back and forth on the NBA and like who is the GOAT, and whether some people thinking it's Michael Jordan, some people thinking it's LeBron. From what it looks like, and I had a young person, left a message or like just made a post, and it was valid, because they were saying for them, LeBron is their GOAT. But they said the reason he is their GOAT is because they've never watched a live game or gone to a game or was watching on TV where a game was actually happening with Michael Jordan. When they came out, Michael Jordan already retired. So they never watched him play. So for them, the GOAT for their time is LeBron. And I think that's valid. I think that's fair. You know, a lot of the old school people are going to try to compare numbers and who've done what and all these things. And you have some people that are saying, hey, well, LeBron has 4, MJ has 6. And, you know, they want to leave it there, which, you know, I get it. But it's 2 great men, you know, and I feel, and I feel like, you know, a lot of us are entitled to our own opinion, you know, and what that looks like. So, you know, for me, I agree. I agree with them. And, you know, I like both players. And I like a lot of the other players too. You know, it's, I have a son that's, you know, he could stand in one place and do a whole flip and land back on his feet. You know, for me, that's impressive, you know, freak of nature. So to watch what a lot of these guys do is something that, you know, and people would say, well, you just got to put your mind to it and you can do it. It don't really work like that. Don't really work like that, people. Take a lot of practice and you definitely got to have some type of skill that you have worked on and have perfected to be able to do something of what a lot of these guys do when it comes to the ups, the dunks, the passes, you know, all these different plays, you know. You don't just get up and be like, yep, put my mind to it. I am tuned in, I'm locked in right now, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to score 50 points over these guys that's been doing this sport since they was in school, and I've never done it before, but because I put my mind to it. No, don't work like that, people. So, you know, let's come back to reality here. And so, you know, for me, I'm excited about that. And, you know, and that goes for a lot of the other sports as well, you know. Depends on what area you're in. You know, that's what that looks like. And if you guys remember, there's people that was big fan of the Jordan when Jordan was about when LeBron was still going to school that never made it in life to see LeBron play. So for them, that ended with them as Michael Jordan as the greatest player. And so, because you got to remember, you know, this life is not promised. It's you get as much out of it as you can, and you try to be as good as you can in life to other people so you can be your best self. And so with that, you know, for me, I'm grateful, and, you know, it's one of the reasons why we try to talk with different youths about the importance of them identifying them, who they are, and their purpose, and what that look like, and why they should be walking into that. You know, so that's where we are right now with that. You know, one of the other things I could say, hopefully, you guys are following on the different social media platform, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which I don't even know if Twitter is still functioning as Twitter, because this morning I got up and my app, it said it was an X. So I don't know what that X even means. If any of you guys know what that mean, let me know. Send me a message on one of my IG and let me know. So, yeah. But, I'm excited that I get to talk with you guys. I think we're vibing it, and got quite a bit going on, so in everything, and like I said, I told you guys earlier on the show that, we got the project done. Now I'm just waiting on the project to, get mixed, mastered, and then we decide on when we're gonna drop the album. Of course, we want to make an album cover, and I'm really feeling, something massive. I'm really feeling something massive, and so yeah, I'm excited. One of the things I almost forget to tell you guys that I saw was that, talking back on what we were talking about with Michael Jordan and stuff, the Bulls, the car is 96 car will be auctioned for $23. That is quite interesting. I don't even know what car that was in 96, but I know that he wanted a Mercedes. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know who, because someone that don't really have money that would want to buy that car is probably not going to get the opportunity to get to that. Are they really going to sell that car for $23? I don't think they are. I don't think they are. So I'd be curious to see. But yeah, so right now we're vibing, and I'm vibing, and I hope you guys are vibing. So we didn't dive into a story today. There's a few things I wanted to go over with you guys, and we did that. Did tap into a little bit of politics earlier and some stuff that's going on. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So I did say nothing like parenting. It's a beautiful thing. So we are out here. Look out for the next show. The brother we have on the show is very energetic. I can't wait to have him on the show, actually. And I look forward to talking with all you guys. Normally, I would close out the show with some music, but I'm not going to do that to you guys, because there's a lot of music out there right now, a lot of platforms. So you enjoy the rest of your evening until our next episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at the EHAS Club. We'll talk soon.
Well, there you have it. The host came, the guest came, and the story was created. Thank you to our sponsors, EHAS Inc., Charis Capital, and the Cornell Bunting LLC brand. Go check out the books, courses, and materials at www.cornellbunting.com. Thank you again for listening to the show. Check back again to hear another tale from another unique guest right here at EHAS Club.